Guys, welcome back to the shop. My name's Rob, and I was wrong. I've never been so happy to be wrong, but I was wrong. Okay guys, if you've been following me on this deal right here with this engine, you will know that originally I said I was having valve to piston contact issues, and I sincerely thought I was. The way I had it set up, I had a piston contacting a valve, or at least I thought I did, and I was wrong. So what I had was I had the cam timing wrong, and I did not have my degree wheel. That actually just came in the mail, so I didn't have that. I didn't know where the piston was in relation to the valve timing or anything, and I was very concerned because I had what I thought was no tolerance, no allowance between the piston and the valve. But turns out I was cutting corners, didn't have all the tools to set it up and measure it right, and I was wrong. I even went as far to make the tool, here it is right here, make the tool to clearance the pistons, and that would have worked out really slick. I'm actually I was pretty excited about that. I'll dump some footage in here of how it works. I'll cut to that right now. Okay guys, so if you haven't seen it yet, here's my tool. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw it on there, but if not, here it is. So this is that drill rod I ordered, and it's discolored because I hardened it. The set screw was leaving little marks in it, so I needed it hard again. Anyways, there's the drill rod. It's letter R, 339 thousandths, I believe. And then this is just a piece of steel from the scrap bin that I welded to the bottom, TIG welded it, and then chucked it up in the lathe so it is square to the center line of the drill rod here. And this piece is the collar, and it just sits down right over the valve seat like that. So let me show you how this works. You'll just put the cutting tool up into the valve seat from the bottom, and then add the collar. Bring the dial indicator over here, and we'll set it to 0. Let's see if we got. Set it to 0, maybe. Whoops. And then say we wanted to cut in 100 thousandths, so we need to run the valve down, or run the cutting tool down 100 thousandths. So I'm just twisting it as I roll it through. So there's 100 thousandths, and then you just come over here, make sure the collar's bottomed out, and tighten the collar down. And there it grabs the tool. And now what you've got is you've got a built-in 100 thousandths of cutting area here. Let me stand the head up and show it to you from the bottom. Can you still see that? No. Hey guys, I lost some audio here, so I just kind of took a second, and I'm just gonna voice over what I'm talking about here. Anyways, this is the bottom of the head here. I'm just showing you from the back side here, just kind of what the depth is on this. It really doesn't take much. I thought I only needed a few thousandths of clearance anyways, but yeah, I was all pumped to show this stuff because I thought I was going to have to use this tool to notch those pistons, but thankfully in reality I don't even need it. But I'm going to keep the tool around just in case, because it's built to fit, and it'll work on any kind of small block Ford that has a 194 valve, which is what these intake valves are. Okay, back over to the engine here. Still no audio. I don't know what happened to it, but anyways, I'm talking about the checker springs. I got the lightweight checker springs in there, and the degree wheel set up, and all that stuff is working fine. Okay, so right now I got it set up 10 degrees after top dead center, which is the area of closest interference. As the piston's coming down, the valve is opening, and if there's a possible point of collision, it would happen then. So I've got it all set up here, and I've got the dial indicator zeroed out. I'm going to show you how much clearance I actually have. So I'm keeping the rocker seated in the bottom of the seat here. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 233. I got like 233 thousandths at that point. Now, just to be certain, what I did is I then raised the piston right to top dead center. So top dead center, no chance of the valve moving at this point. Well, it begins to move. But anyways, let me show you how much room I have here. Let me just zero that out. So this is with the piston the highest in the cylinder that it'll go. I've got, oh wait, not zeroed out here. I keep forgetting to zero that plunger back out. Okay. So now let's take a look here. There's 50, 60, 70, 80, 95. I have 95 thousandths with the piston all the way at top dead center. So there's no way I'm going to crash this motor. And I'll swap over to the exhaust side and show you that now. Okay, I'm set up on the exhaust side now, and I've rolled the crank over to 10 degrees before top dead center, which is going to be the closest interference range for the exhaust valve. So let's run through it here. We got, let's make sure, valve. Oops, I might have that just a touch tight. Let me fix that real quick. Okay, we got that tightened up here. Let's roll this up to 0. And let's take a look at how much we got here. So there's 50, 60, 70, 80, there's 100. There's 200, 50, 265. So I got 265 thousandths on the exhaust side. Plenty of room. I've got over 100 on the intake side. And I'm fine. So let me tell you or show you how I screwed this up. All right, so the way I screwed this up is initially when I did it, I did not have a head gasket on there. I figured I knew the what's it called? I knew the compressed thickness of the gasket, so I was gonna run it with the head just bare on the block and then do the math. Well, I think what I was doing was two parts. Number one, I didn't have a degree wheel at the time. I just bought this, so I didn't know where the piston was in relation to the cam timing. I also tried the cam advanced and retarded, and I think I just ended up confusing myself. But one thing I'm pretty sure I did is I tightened the rocker down and it pushed the valve in. And so I got a bad reading that way, because when I tightened it down, I think I pushed the valve into the piston, not knowing that, hey, you're not going to have any clearance that way. So that's what screwed me, and the fact that there was no gasket on there. I figured, well, if it's already contacting, then what's 39 thousandths? That's still not going to be enough, because you need a minimum of 80 thousandths on an intake and 100 thousandths on the exhaust. So with those two things, I think I really screwed myself, and got it in my head that this was wrong. But really, what was wrong was my setup. But whoops, well, like I said, my setup was wrong. But now that I got it dialed in, and I'm using dial indicators, and I got a degree wheel on there, this motor's fine. I'm just gonna throw it together and send it. Not that like there hasn't been a bunch of painstaking time and detail sent here, but I got it right. Everything's gonna work. It's gonna be fine. But I'm kind of glad I went through this, because it was a big learning experience for me. I've put engines together, but not with like a mix match of parts. This motor, I don't know if I explained this motor or not, but that block's a 94. These are new heads. These pistons are actually TRW pistons from the 70s that are forged pistons, but they're used as stock replacements. That's why these valve reliefs aren't very big. What else? Yeah, the crank is a Eagle crank. The rods are, I don't know, like mid-90s something, forged Ford rods. So it was really up to me to get everything together, and I just didn't want to take the time or spend the money to have the machine shop do it. I was like, oh, I can do it, and I can. It's just taken a while to really get all these minute details figured out, but I'm getting there. It's working. It's coming together. So I'm super glad. Like I said when I started this video a few minutes ago, I've never been so happy to be wrong. But man, I was really looking forward to using that tool. It came out great. It was going to work wonderfully. But anyways, guys, this is best case scenario for me. So yeah, let's keep your fingers crossed, or I'll keep my fingers crossed that the rest of this thing's going to go together without a hitch. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the head bolts on, or head studs. This is, we're using all ARP studs on this engine. Put all the studs in. I'll dope up the ones that go into the water jackets. I've got the new head gaskets ready to go. So I'm thinking tonight I can get the head gaskets on the engine, and maybe even the intake manifold on. I figured out which intake I'm going to go with. Let's look at this. So remember a couple videos ago I was talking about, oh, I got all the fuel injection stuff I was going to put on there. Well, we're gonna hold off on that for now, and we're just going to carburet it, because I got that fastback coming in here I got to do, and I want to get my car out of the way. I've got a couple manifold options. Weiand Stealth, it's a great manifold. It's a dual plane manifold. I've ran this one in the past and had zero issues with it. It's a good little manifold. But what I'm going to run this time is my old school here. This is an old school Edelbrock from the 60s. Small block Ford. It's in great shape. It's not too badly pitted. This was actually my grandpa's intake manifold. He did some work on it. Look at that. He's got it all opened up. This thing breathes. So I'm going to run this manifold. And, oh, come on, you. I'm going to, I think, for a carburetor, since remember, it's probably not a long-term solution, we're just going to use a carburetor to get up and running. I think I'm going to try one of those Brawler carbs. I think it's like a kind of a quick fuel knockoff. If it's not, don't crucify me. And if you know, leave in the comments below. Is that its own design, or is that kind of a knockoff of another brand? But yeah, that's the plan. We're going to do that. And then this thing's going to be ready a lot sooner. Now that I don't have to worry about notching all those pistons, this thing's going to be ready a lot sooner. So I'm pumped on that. We're going to get it together, get the motor and the trans stabbed in the car, and we're going to make a noise soon. So I'm pumped. All right, guys, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for checking it out. So I want to always be real transparent, show my successes and my failures. And this one, I kind of had a failure, a bonehead learning maneuver here on this one, but it kind of turned into a blessing in disguise. I'm glad it was wrong, and I'm glad I didn't get any further into fixing it before I figured out what I had done wrong. So as always, guys, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications. You guys are helping me grow this channel organically. It's slow, but it's moving right. I'm getting a couple of subscribers every day or so. So that's exciting for me. I really appreciate it. And you guys are engaging me in the comments. Please continue to do that. I really love it. I really love contacting you guys, or getting in touch with you guys and getting feedback there as well. If there's anything you guys would like to see done different, or ideas for things you want to see out of here, or you got questions or something, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one. We're going to get this thing together and stabbed in the car here pretty soon. Thanks again, guys. Thank you.